vacancy. I'm Addie.
I'm Kaya. I'm Mom.
I'm Melisa.
And Addie, you pick up after Melissa says, I'm Melissa.
And
yesterday we watched House. Kind of boring.
Yeah, House is a 1985 horror flick. I thought it was 86, but I was wrong. It's 85.
So before you were born.
Oh, yeah. Well, not oh, yeah. Yes. I'm an 80s baby, but...
You're 89. You're old.
89, yeah. Yeah. I'm old.
I've never.
Hey, Dad's older than you.
Dad's older than you.
That's true. I like my men older. He's older by like 6 months.
Not even 6 months. 2 years, Mama. Wait, if Dad's 36 and you're 32.
Oh, thanks.
34.
If Dad's 34 and you're 3, you guys are 2 years apart almost. Maybe a year and
a year and a half. Yeah, almost exactly a year and a half. Who wants to do the synopsis on the movie?
Why are you looking at me?
Not me.
I guess I will. It was about this writer whose name is Roger Cobb, and his aunt died, and he moved into her house, and it's haunted.
And he had a kid that went missing at the house many years before.
It doesn't
But are we sure it was years?
Yeah.
Are we sure it was years, or are we sure it's not like months or maybe weeks?
Yeah, I'm not sure how long he was missing.
I'm pretty sure it was more than weeks. It feels like it was years because him and his wife ended up
Searching it up.
And stuff.
Yeah, but anyways, keep talking while I Google this.
I'm Googling it, Mama.
But it's a horror movie that's near and dear to my heart because I was raised on that horror movie because my mom and I watched a lot of horror movies, so it was super scary. But last night we had a lot of laughs. It was not scary.
It was so entertaining though.
It was so random, just all of a sudden, just random monsters that you don't even know what they're doing just pop out of closets and shit.
Random people in your pool.
Yeah.
They make you babysit their kids.
Oh my gosh.
Neighbors who randomly walk into your house.
Yeah.
At midnight.
Let their dog shit in your yard.
Oh my God.
It's Harold Gordon was the neighbor, and he would let his just walk his dog in their yard and just randomly show up at midnight for midnight snacks. Who's up at midnight, dude?
And he doesn't knock. It's
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I'm up at midnight.
Are you? Would you be freaked out if a neighbor came over at midnight to have some snacks? No?
There was a monster that would punch them in the face.
Oh.
What if they just walked into your house?
It was released February 28th.
Okay. That's not the answer we were looking for.
I know, it won't give me what it is.
But so his kid was missing for some time, and obviously a time had passed because him and his wife got divorced in that time frame.
I don't like the ex-wife.
You don't like the ex-wife?
No.
Was she too pretty?
No, she's ugly.
Oh my gosh, that's rude.
And she was an actress.
Yeah, she's a daytime TV star.
He killed his ex-wife.
Oh my gosh. He killed a monster that looked like his ex-wife, kind of.
Yeah, she also looked like that one girl on the Dark Crystal, the one who's the witch.
Oh,
she's a
yeah.
witch.
Yeah. Purple dress.
Yeah, she's a mixture between a lot of things, though.
Yeah. So.
Why do I recognize the name Dark Crystal?
It's Jim Henson film with puppets, kind of like The Labyrinth.
It's on Netflix.
They made it.
Yeah.
They have a prequel or something.
Yeah, they did a.
Johnny used to watch it with us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Roger is a famous author. Everybody knows who he is, and his kid's missing. He moves into this house where his kid went missing, and his dead auntie comes to life and is a ghost and tells him that the house knows everything about him, and to just leave now because they know all about him. So then, like every night at midnight when the clock strikes midnight, these monsters like come out of this one closet, just one
Just that
closet.
one.
Just one closet in one room.
Yeah,
When
and
his aunt
they're
died.
pretty random as monsters until you get to the end. But he is a army vet from Vietnam, which was really funny because when he was doing the book signing, and he's like, they're like, "What's your next book on?" And he's like, "It's on the Vietnam War," and he's like, like you were in it, and he's like, "Yeah." Like,
then
yeah,
he's
he
like-
just went there to hang out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh
No thanks.
my god.
Well, there's also like when the monster was his ex-wife. That was not midnight. It was during the day.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Maybe when he like started figuring out they come at midnight, they're like, we're just gonna change it up here.
Yes,
We're gonna change it up here. So I thought that scene was really interesting when his ex-wife shows up because he like blows a hole through the monster, like a hole with a shotgun, and then like
Double barrel.
it flies out the door, and then it looks like his wife, but there's no holes in her.
Yeah.
Like there's no blood anywhere.
the continuity errors wrong.
Yeah.
There was blood. I saw blood.
There wasn't blood on the porch.
Yeah, it was
Not
a
on the
splatter.
porch.
Yeah. And
There was
then
like a wife.
his cop collar neighbor. This is the second time was that the first time he called the
I
cops?
think that was
Because the
first.
second time he didn't call the cops and he should have.
Yeah. When you see the monster.
Yeah. But like the cops are like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm just cleaning my gun." Like, yeah, we don't suggest cleaning a loaded gun. He's like, "Yeah, me either." I was like, "Why were you doing it?" It was just wild. Just some of the stuff. Some of it was super cringe though. Like, do you want to talk about the lady dropping her kid off for babysitting?
Oh shoot. You can.
I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, this girl used to swim in his aunt's pool when she was alive or something, and like he was busy burying the dead body
Of the monster.
of the
Odd
monster
Yeah.
that looked like his wife or his ex-wife, and like later that night she came over and she's like, "Hey, you want to play?" And like not even a couple minutes later she's like, "Here, have my kid. You have to babysit him." After
She was like, he wants to play.
Yeah.
I think he thought like they were gonna have sex, and she was like, "I'm just dropping my kid off."
yeah, basically, and like the audacity she had to do that
Mhm.
right after her kid ran and he took her kid into the bathroom. What is wrong with people?
There was a hand on his back.
There
Well, there
was
was a monster
Yeah,
hand.
there was a monster hand on the kid's back, but like the kid runs through the house, and then Roger chases the kid into the hallway, takes the kid in the bathroom, shuts the door. The kid is fucking screaming, terrified.
Yeah.
The mom is looking for her kid, and then he like comes out of the bathroom. The kid's like all tear filled, and she's like, "Will you watch my kid?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Fuck no, that guy is creepy. Like that kid,
Right.
like molester status,
Wow.
like child
there's a
predator
part-
shit."
Where he was like running after the kid, and that the mom was following, and then he was like, "Stop!" No.
Yeah, right.
So-
Stay.
and she just stays there. I'm like,
Yeah.
what kind of mom is gonna do that?
You're
Yeah,
right.
what?
Just cringe.
Mom would have body
So
slammed that
good,
man
Mom.
But
around.
there were also like the parts where like I thought it was really funny how like when the people would be talking about the aunt and they were like, she was like an old hag and just stuff like that, and he'd be like, "That's my aunt." She's like, and she was the same.
Yeah, the
She was
neighbor.
a lovely lady.
Yeah, the neighbor did not like that.
Yeah, Harold. He was wild.
He's funny.
Or like at the beginning of the movie where that delivery guy was like going up the stairs and he saw the painting, he's like, "Sick."
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part. I know that wasn't my favorite part. I know my favorite part.
Because the aunt, she painted the pictures in her house and stuff, and they were kind of like abstract and a little creepy and stuff.
Yeah, and they were everywhere.
Yeah, and then you kind of find out that it has something to do with the house, and it's like,
Right.
clues.
So eventually, Roger figures out that his kid is in the house somewhere, right? So then it's a mission to find his lost kid, and that's pretty much like the goal of the movie was him finding his kid. So like the closet would open to like a parallel universe, and he
Actually,
gets
the mirror did.
the mirror did too. Yeah, both of them, and he would get thrown in like back into Vietnam and stuff. And he did a pretty shitty on his fellow soldier because does anybody want to talk about that part? I feel like I'm talking a lot. Nobody?
So like yeah, him and his Vietnam friend.
Ben.
I guess.
Soldier.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben, yeah.
Oh, he made fun of him a lot.
Yeah. They weren't really friends, but like Vinny said, she's like, that's the kind of guy you want to like be friends with, mess you up.
Yeah, I don't just shoot you.
Yeah.
Mad at you. He was scary. He's a
He
big,
was.
tall, bulky dude that was fucking psycho with
Yeah,
a gun.
for real.
A big gun.
Yeah. Yeah. So they end up having to go ahead of the group to like I guess scout the area in Vietnam and stuff. And then that Ben was just like didn't care whatsoever. He's like I felt like he wanted to like get into it with the
Yeah, like he wanted to get into it, or he was like ready to die.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. He just like was not into not dying.
Exactly. So he was being like dumb and like standing up and all that, getting out and stuff. And then like the Vietnam dudes like shot him up.
It had
And
a
he's all-
machine gun.
Yeah, like they shot him a lot. So I was like, why did he die? Like you know, right
Right
away.
away. Yeah.
So Roger went over to be like, oh man, you know, and he's like, kill me, all extra. You can tell he wanted an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
Like super. He's like, that part is funny because just how he was. Yeah. And so he's like, just end it. And so he grabs a knife. Roger grabs a knife and like. I thought he was actually cutting him because the way he sounded, you know.
Right.
And then like he's like, I can't do it. And then he runs away. He's like, I'm gonna get help. And then he gets captured by the Viet Cong or whatever. And he ended up getting like tortured for months or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ben comes back to like haunt him.
That's like that was a
He
twist.
He looks
Yes.
like a skeleton zombie looking thing. I don't know.
He looked like something from Army of Darkness.
I really liked it though.
Or maybe Army of the Dead Mama.
It was really cool. Yeah, I really liked the makeup they did on the ghost Ben because like it had like a skeleton face,
Mhm.
but you can see his mouth was painted black and you can still see his teeth. It's really it was cool. You could barely see it, but I was like, I like how they did that because it did look like he was fun.
Yeah. I think all the monster like makeup and costumes were just like phenomenal. Like his wife is like a size 0, -2, whatever. And then when she turns into the monster, she's this big fat monster.
Like a booty.
Yeah, and titties.
Same dress though.
Yeah. I don't know how.
But they get it dressed up. They made us a little small little itty bitty baby doll dress.
Yeah.
And then they like upgraded it to level 1000.
Yeah.
And she had killer nails.
Yeah.
Those ones were long.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ben comes back and he's like the big bad, right, for Roger. That was his biggest fear, was having to come to terms with that. It was definitely like a coming to terms of the shitty things she did in the past movie.
The one thing I was wondering about was like, what did his auntie see then? Like, what was her biggest fear?
Yeah, right? Because she's like, the house killed me when
Yeah.
she was in ghost form.
It tricked me.
Yeah, it
And
tricked
she
her.
was still swinging, which is
Mhm.
surprising. I was like, well,
Yeah, when the delivery boy came in, she was still swinging, but she definitely looked dead for like a
minute.
while.
Yeah.
And like you can like kind of see how that could happen because like when Ben had Jimmy, his kid,
Hmm.
like he was like, kill yourself or I'm gonna kill your kid.
Right. Yeah. And then he like tried chopping off his hand, and
Yeah.
he's like, and it just comes back. He's like, I'm not scared of you anymore, Ben. Fuck you.
It was that
Standing up to
part.
bullies, I guess.
Yeah. You have no power over me.
Yeah.
It was funny because you remember our first episode on the podcast with the Freddy Krueger movie, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So you remember how mom person figure turned straight mannequin.
Yeah.
Literally what happened when he fell off the cliff.
Yeah.
Same thing, when he turned mannequin mode.
When he got bent off the cliff into the water and stuff. Like, it's just wild. Definitely worth a watch. It's
He didn't
funny.
hit water, he hit rock.
Yeah. And something I will make note of that I didn't realize until last night was all the paintings in the house have like something to do with what's going on. Like, so at one point he's being chased by a bunch of tools,
Garden
like garden tools, and then there's a painting in the house of the garden tools like chopping somebody in half.
Yeah.
So,
And then right after that scene of the painting with the tools and stuff chopping the painting in half, that happened to the monster.
yeah, one of the clippers chopped her head off.
Very easily.
Yeah,
This must
right?
have been some pretty sharp.
They looked dull, but they were sharp.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely 100% worth a watch.
What's your favorite part?
Yeah.
Probably when I don't know.
You don't know what your favorite part was?
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
Okay. I know mine off the top of my head. You want me to do it? Okay. My favorite part was Roger was sitting down writing his book and watching his wife on daytime reruns of his wife on daytime television, and he like turns it off, and then he sees his son in the window, and he just takes the remote and turns his kid off so his ghost disappears. And I was just like, dude, you're looking for him and you just turned him off. Like, what the hell?
Like, he wasn't even excited to see his kid.
No, he's just like,
He's like, goodbye.
I don't have time for you right now.
I'm upset about your mom. Like,
Yeah, like that was my favorite part. What about you, Theta?
I don't really know. I feel like I really liked the parts with Harold, the neighbor. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of wanted to talk about that too. What about like when Roger had Harold come over to help him kill the raccoon, but he just wanted to help him kill the monsters, right? Because Harold's like, yeah, I don't believe in ghosts or whatever. And
Bro said it was a ghost. It was a two-faced monster that was like 6 feet tall.
it's not like a demon of ghosts.
It was. So Roger like gets sucked into the parallel universe and he finally gets out, and Harold's just like on the couch with a bottle of Jack, or on a bed, just passed out with a bottle of Jack.
Yeah.
And like tries
Just
hitting
struck out
him
of his
with the
mind.
tries hitting him with the fireplace poker.
I remember what my favorite part was.
Okay. Sorry, did I interrupt you, Theta? Okay. Go ahead.
It was when he looked at the picture when he first moved in, if he was like sick.
The delivery boy. Yeah, that picture is pretty brutal.
Yes.
If I remember, was it somebody being burned at the stake? I can't remember. There's
There was,
definitely fire.
Yeah, there's ribs that are coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
Very esque of that.
What about you, Kat?
Probably when like that weird skeleton-looking bat thing, when he goes through the mirror, like takes the weapon, the gun, and just like runs away. And then like we literally all called it. He would come back and like shoot him or the rope, and he just fell.
Yeah.
And then he did a really snazzy trick with the
Yeah,
gun.
he like twirled the gun and like clang.
I was like, he just got mugged.
Flying bat.
Yeah, because it like turned out the thing like just took the gun and flew away.
Right.
And bro let it happen. He didn't even try to stop it.
Well, he was also trying to hold on to a rope.
Still.
What about you, Melissa?
Definitely his deep V
Oh,
shirt that he was wearing that first day he was in the house.
like if you were a chick, your tits
Yeah.
would be showing.
Yeah, he was definitely tits out for the house.
He didn't wear. There's a lot of scenes where he was not wearing very many clothes.
No, yeah. And I was like, even with that shirt, you'd think he'd wear like an undershirt. Like, I don't know, it just didn't make any sense. But then
Like, put some clothes on, bro.
for real, you're not that proud. No, I think my actual favorite part is when the kid goes missing. Like, you know, he runs out front and he like a car takes off all fast, so it kind of like throws you off to the was he stolen? And
Yeah.
it makes you have that doubt. And then he runs to the back and the kid's drowning
Mm-hmm.
in the pool. So he like jumps in to find him and he can't find him anywhere. So you're like, wait, is he going crazy because he was in like Vietnam, or did the kid get stolen, or what the hell's going on?
Right, all these flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah. I like that part.
I feel like it was really confusing. Like I feel like it was one of those movies where you can't tell if it's real or fake.
Yeah. It's like one of those though that like if you want to get all the answers, you have to watch it multiple times.
Yeah.
I like those kind of films.
Yeah, for sure.
But favorite characters?
I don't know.
Kai, favorite character?
Ben.
He was a badass. He's kind of scary. Every time I see how tall he is, I think of Theda's dad. But her dad is not built like that.
He is the tallest of the family.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Or his nickname being Tiny.
Right. Ironic.
Yeah.
I think actually my favorite character is Harold.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Same.
I think mine is the aunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was just like, yo, when the kid went missing, she was like, it was the house, and the mom was like, shut the F up. You're always ruining things. Like, and she was just trying to say, yo, the house messed up, probably
Right.
stole your kid.
Yeah.
And then she was like, the aunt was just like, I forgot what she said, but she was just like,
Real much.
Oh yeah, traumatic or some shit.
Touchy.
Yeah, touchy. Yeah, that was funny.
she was just like, touchy.
And she had like a very menacing smile.
Yeah, for sure. I think although like Harold was a super annoying neighbor because we saw him, in Roger's yard and letting his dog basically we assume shit in his yard, so he doesn't have to clean it up. He was very kind for being a new neighbor, right? You don't see that very often anymore. You get new neighbors, you're like, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah.
But he, called Roger's wife. He's like, dude, your husband, your ex-husband is fucked up. You might want to like check on him.
Right.
And she's like, I'm busy. And he's like, all right, I'll keep an eye on him. And he called the cops when he heard the shotgun go off, where I think in a lot of neighborhoods they just ignore it or whatever, So, I mean, he was a nosy neighbor, but he was a good neighbor. He had good intentions.
Definitely kind.
Yeah.
And a like comic relief. It was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I've ever laughed so much at that movie, so it was nice having a big group of people to be able to just like enjoy it for what it is. So I think I love those kind of 80s movies because they're just wild and off the wall, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like the first monster you see come out of the closet, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what?
Yeah, for real.
No build up, it's just there.
I wasn't expecting that. That's
Yeah.
for sure. I thought it was gonna be like the scary lady or whatever.
Right.
Because I seen the trailer before we watched it. I was like, wanted to see what I got into.
What's up, Addie?
I lost a tooth.
Oh, you did. Nice.
Cool.
We're not there yet, though. We're still talking about the movie.
I know.
But
Yeah, that monster had like two faces.
yeah.
It was. I really loved how they did it though, because it was like definitely creepy. If I was a kid watching that, I'd be freaked out.
Yeah. I try not to be a snob too much anymore because like in the 70s, 80s, they really had to work on those costumes and stuff, where now it's all CGI and special effects. They don't have to they put a lot of work into it, don't get me wrong, but those kind of movies are harder for me to watch. Like Theta and I just went to The Nun too, and there was so much special effects and stuff. It just didn't look real, where when you have people in actual costumes or like
The
you
practical.
create the monsters, they look more real.
And they're
I
more
enjoy
fun.
that. Yeah, I totally agree.
Mom, if you went to The Nun too, did you ever watch The Nun?
Yeah, we watched The Nun like the night before we went to The Nun too, or a couple nights before we went to it. And yeah, I thought I was going to have a really hard time with them because I was telling Melissa earlier that with my Catholic upbringing, I'm not very good with exorcisms and things like that. But
Is that
it
why
wasn't
you don't
scary.
like the movie The Exorcist?
Mhm.
I gotta watch it now.
I have the same issue with that. And it's like, yeah, growing up as Catholic and stuff.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with like possession, I'm like,
Yeah, right. I think that's like a scare tactic of
church.
the church, but also like I've had enough like supernatural shit happen in my life that I'm like, no Ouija boards in the house, you know, like we're not fucking around with that shit.
No trying to summon demons with
Yeah,
your
no trying to
friends.
summon.
Because it's all fun and games
fun.
until it's
Yeah.
not.
Until someone gets possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time that we had a really nasty spirit in the house, and I had to call Theta's grandma, Vicky, and be like, dude, what's going on? So she did a reading with me over the phone, and I had to like open all the windows and smudge and get the dog out, and it was very terrifying.
In here?
No, in Great Falls. I'm just glad that Theta like doesn't remember it, because like she was only like 2, but we would wake up in the middle of the night and she would be screaming and her room was like torn apart, like just something a 2-year-old is not capable of, right? And then footsteps up and down the hallway all night, and it was at the trailer.
Oh, okay.
And the apartment was
Yeah.
haunted too. Like
Yeah.
these motherfuckers love me for some
Yeah.
reason. Like I don't know. And yeah, so Melisa is Theta's auntie, and Vicky is her grandmother on their side, and they're very spiritual, and they help me a lot, and it's a beautiful thing. But like one thing was like you need to quit drinking because they're easier to attach when you're vulnerable. You're more vulnerable. So it took me a while to actually realize. Like I'm like, okay, yeah,
I know.
Do we ever get that ghost that looks like a mix between me and Theta out of the house?
She hasn't been around in a while. She wasn't scary. She was just making her presence.
Yeah,
She
like
doesn't
that
bother
one
me.
time that I was sitting at the dinner table and you just saw something run across the hallway. Or
Yeah.
that one time when you were downstairs, or like you opened the bathroom door and there was this figure standing outside Theta's door.
That's not my
I once saw a ghost when you were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I saw the ghost get out of the bathroom and go upstairs, and I tried to follow it because I thought it was you, but then you popped out of the bathroom.
Yeah, we seem to have an issue with doppelganger ghosts, is what kind of is the theme with me. It seems like we could do a whole episode on this, but really quick, I'll talk about the time with Kaya. I was standing at the fridge getting dinner ready, and I saw somebody walk in the hallway towards Kaya's room.
We're standing right here where Addie is.
Oh, yeah, you were standing over there. But I saw somebody walk through the hallway because I was just looking up over the fridge. And I'm like, Kaya, it's fucking dinner time right now. And she's like, I'm right here. And I'm like, who the fuck was that? Like,
Oh my God.
like,
I said it could have been a criminal.
well, and then she woke me up in the middle of the night and walked by my bed out towards Theta's room downstairs. So she was just making her presence known.
I remember one time, when it was just me, Mom, and Kai and Addie in the house, and it was like really late, and everybody was like asleep, and I wasn't asleep, but I like heard like footsteps. They were like kid footsteps, and like they had shoes on, and I heard it like walk past my door, and I was like, what the heck?
Mom, what about that one time a couple months ago or something when you heard that like kid upstairs when me and Addie were asleep?
Oh,
You said it was me, but I was asleep.
Yeah, that was like just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Addie was
How did
asleep.
you forget about that?
I don't know. Addie was asleep. I know that.
Yeah.
I was probably asleep also, but I didn't remember getting up
Yeah.
that night at all.
It was like 4 a.m, and somebody was walking around up here because you can hear everything. And I came upstairs and I checked on their bedrooms. No, I sent you a text message downstairs. I'm like, why are you up? It's like a school night. Go to bed. Blah blah blah. And she didn't answer me. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go back to bed. And then, yeah, I was like, I was not up. I don't know what you're talking about. But it could have been either one of you because both of you are sleepwalkers too. So
Wait,
we gotta
we are?
take that into effect.
What?
We're sleepwalkers?
Yeah,
Since when?
ever.
Well, I feel like when you grow up, it kind of dies down.
It does. Yeah.
I was a sleepwalker when I was 5. I'd be in different rooms.
Didn't Theta one time like walk all the way downstairs from upstairs? Like,
Yeah,
the old house.
in our old house. And you did that too. We were painting the living room and I had a bunch of friends over and it was pretty late at night and you came downstairs and grabbed the paint and you were sleepwalking. I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm going to paint my room. I was like, let's go back to bed. Let's not.
What about, have I ever slept to walk in this house?
No.
What about me? Have I?
Yeah, you have. And you cry and talk in your sleep.
Oh yeah, you always do.
No, it's getting better, okay?
It is
No.
getting better.
Not really.
I will grab a whole entire can so that
I will grab the fridge. I will grab the entire fridge,
Like
unhook it,
a
throw
scene
you
Step Brothers.
outside.
Yeah.
I will grab the ceiling fan pretty hard and then throw it at you.
Oh my gosh.
I will absolutely destroy the chandelier above us right now.
So I know that in Trisha's house, she's the only one who ever experiences the creepy stuff. And whenever she's like, she only mentioned it twice when she's sleeping in her room, you know, and she usually doesn't sleep in her room now. But she's like 2 times. One time I felt like it was an alien. Like, you know, she usually sleeps with like a TV on or whatever for the noise and whatnot.
Yeah,
But yeah, the lights were off, everything was off, and then she woke up and there was like a glowing face in her, like right in her face.
Yeah.
And she like jumped up and it was gone. And then she's like, I couldn't get back to sleep, so I went in the living room and watched like Bones or something.
Yeah.
And then the second time she's like, yeah, it just happened a few weeks ago. So like 3 weeks ago. She's like, I was sleeping in that room and then like there was like a dark shadow hovering over me. And she's like, I swear it's like somebody's like bad juju, like, you know, somebody like in the house or whatever. But I was like, you're telling, like when I go over there, she lets me sleep in her room.
Yeah.
I was like, you didn't warn me? I could have slept in this house. Like,
Yeah. And
give me a heads up.
Yeah. Well, she should be smarter.
I know. And I gave them I gave them sweetgrass, and I know, like, you know, Joshua, she has like sage and stuff. She has like, a little kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So her room's like never.
Right. Yeah, I just smudged last weekend with a bunch of black salt at the doors and stuff, just to get good energy.
Yeah, for real.
But we haven't had any bad energy in this house for a while, Mama.
Nope, we haven't, but it was just kind of one of those things. It was time. It was time. I find that. Yeah, I find that.
You told me the black salt was for the ice.
No, I didn't. Oh. You just like how you just make shit up.
No, I swear, it was when we were coming from the car last week, and I asked you the black salt, what is it for? And you're like,
I would have never said anything like that.
You're
like one of those people that like you can only half believe what you're saying if at any point in time, or if anything at all, because you just make up random shit.
No, I swear, I heard you say it was either like you said it was for the ice, or you say, oh, it was just for the for safe or something.
I've done that before, like thinking like, oh, it's probably for this, and then I like will think back. I was like, you totally said this,
Right?
And they're like, no. It's like, oh, I'm probably not.
Just making shit up. Okay, so now we're coming to the time. This episode's gonna run a little long, but how was everybody's week?
Oh, you did a
movie. Sorry. Yeah. But sorry. Before we get to that, rating of the house. What do you give it? 1 out of 5 stars.
1.
A 1?
1.
You would never watch it again.
It was boring.
Oh. Okay.
Space Out that was boring, but not Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs was actually pretty interesting.
I think that's Melissa's favorite movie.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure.
Isn't that the one with the like creature?
No, that's the one with the serial killer guy. Buffalo Bill.
The guy.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
I love Anthony Hopkins.
I think he's amazing.
I give it 4 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5.
Nice. So you liked it. You'd watch it again. Yeah. Nice.
If I could, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay. Nice.
I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen it before, but it's just, I think sometimes it's really confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it? Do you think it was easier to watch the second time around? Like you understood it a little bit more?
Yeah, it was like kind of like a fever dream.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I called it that one time last night because I was like, I swear I've seen this movie before when he was looking through the, and then like not even a couple seconds later he walks in and the aunt is hung herself and I'm like,
Yeah, right at the
I called it.
Yeah, she's like, is is this the one where the ant hangs herself and like it's fake or whatever? And then I was like, can't be. And then like yeah, and then like, oh shit, it is. And then there's that part where she fakes him out again. She's like, just kidding. Yeah, I'm already dead.
Yeah. I give it I'd say I'm an Addie 4.5 out of 10 because or out of 5 out of 10. Yeah. No, out of 5 because it's like a childhood memory movie for me, and I noticed some new things that I've never noticed before. So
It's like nostalgic.
yeah,
I feel like it's definitely a 4 out of 5 for the first time watching it. Like I said, I kind of like I feel like I'm such a wuss when it comes to scary movies, but this one was very entertaining, and like I do love the effects and stuff. The story was all over the place, which I do love because like it keeps you guessing.
right. It gives you that rewatchability. Too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, finding something new every time.
Yeah. All right, Kaya, tell us about your movie.
Oh, me and Theta made a movie this week.
Okay. Before we get into the movie, remember you can't mention any friends' names because then I have to do a lot of editing of the podcast.
I know.
Okay, go for it.
So
Look up when you're. Yeah.
Maps Institute came because we've been Zooming for like I swear a month, possibly
2.
Wait, what?
2 months.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What? 2 months?
Yeah.
You mean meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, meeting. No, Zooming. We're
Yeah.
on Zoom. And so they came this week, and we shot a movie, and it's called The Weirdest Club in All the Multiverse, and Theta was the main character, and I was the other main character, and my friend was the other main character, and I almost killed, because my friend played the puppet, and I almost killed the puppet because I told such a cringy joke here.
And as I understood it, you guys got to run some of the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, I got to run behind the scenes of the first scene and the last scene, and I also ran some of a couple interviews.
Nice.
That's amazing. What is Maps anyways?
It's like a
Directing class.
It's like an organization to like kids like show how to like film and have the experience of like doing films.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what it stands for. I know it's like Montana something.
Yeah. And huge shout out to Laura for bringing that to our town because it was good.
That sounds amazing.
These kids did a lot of work.
Oh
and
yeah.
I can't wait to see the movie. It's gonna be great.
Is it gonna be like on YouTube or?
I'm not quite sure. They said that they were gonna be like showing it to like schools or something. But
Yeah,
like
that's
at first
spoilers and
at first they said they were gonna show it to like all age groups, but then I think somebody else said that we're gonna show it to preschoolers or kindergartners. So I don't know if it's just them.
Yeah. Once we get access to it, I'll share it.
That's exciting.
If there's plastic, there's real nuts. They're probably not gonna sell it to kindergartners.
There's
No.
What about you, Addie? What'd you get up to? You know, we just did a lot of hanging out, me and you, huh? Yeah, played some board games yesterday. Your sisters were gone all week, so you had to help me with dinner. Lots of TV time. But, yeah.
Oh, I had a lot of drama this week too.
Yeah, you did.
I don't like socializing anymore. It's not my favorite thing
That's okay.
anymore.
We'll work through it.
I used to love socializing, but now I don't like people. They're mean.
I think there's a lot that goes with it, though. I feel being like an adolescent, you run into where you think everybody needs to be your friend, and that's not true.
I know.
You don't have to be friends with everybody, but you can tolerate them and treat them with kindness, even if they don't treat you with kindness.
Yeah.
I know.
It's a big lesson. Like, trust me, I deal with it every day. Work and
So does Dad.
socializing outside of work and stuff like that.
So does Dad.
Just in life general.
Yeah, just in general. It's just a general life lesson.
The company that Dad orders from, most of the stuff they don't have, and then that they need, and then customers like yell at Dad, and then Dad's like, whatever.
Yeah, your dad works in the public.
I don't understand how Dad does that.
Customer service is tough.
It is. Your dad handles it well. Your dad's pretty kind. What about you? You've been traveling around.
Yeah, so I had a couple art markets this week. I had one up in Browning. Did pretty good. Sold some prints and some stickers and stuff. I had one in Billings. It was pretty chill. That's a long drive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go to Missoula the 25th for a native art market, and hopefully I'll have some like ornaments and stuff done.
Right.
I usually do paintings and drawings and stuff like that, but I'm trying to widen my variety.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So, are we good? We good? All right. Addie's bored. Addie's like, this can only be a 30-minute episode, and here we are, like 45 in.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
It felt like 20.
Addie will tell you it felt like 5 hours.
I did 12 plus 18.
Uh-huh. And what is that?
That is 30.
Yeah.
Good job.
We have been doing this for way longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.